Welcome to another section of the code, and we are still continuing our journey learning and understanding how to use Microsoft Word. Okay, we've touched on basic tools last session. There's something else we can do also. If you highlight this now, you can actually give it a background. Let's say something like blue. We have this. I can also change the text to, let's say, white. We have this. Okay, so now I'm going to open any document. So you have to say how to open any document. So let's say this one document, want to open another document to do something else on it. But all you have to do is go to File, click on New, or Control and N. If you're using Mac, that should be Command and N. So Control N, you have a new page. Mine is zoomed, that's why it's like this. So yours might not be this close to me. Mine is zoomed, so you can see it's very in the video. So let's work with all the aspects that are going to use on Word documents very well. We have bullets, we have numbering, and so on. So let's try that out. So let's say type something like African countries. So I'll highlight this. I want it in the center. So I'll just come here. I'll use Control E. Comes to the center. Make it bold and underline it just like we did in last class. Can make it bigger. So you can use this A here to make it bigger, or here to make it smaller. Make it bigger. So let's just leave it 14. Good. So I press enter. One thing though with Word is when you give let's say particular text, you format it in a certain way, it wants to maintain the rest too like that. So we don't want that. Like now if I type any other thing, it continues in the center and makes it bold, but I don't need that again. So when I'm done with whatever function I've used, I'll unclick them and also unclick on this U here. So then I'll tell this to go back to the left because I'm not more right in the center. So Control L, or can come up here and click on it. So let's use bullets. So I'll click on this place. So we have different bullet styles. You can click on this, you can click on this, you can click on this, and anyway you want to. So click on this. So let's say Nigeria. We have Ghana. We have Ivory Coast. We have South Africa, and so on. So all you have to do is press enter and to put the bullet points. Smart enough to know that we are still working with bullets, and you enter what you want to be there. So Central Africa Republic. But now I'm done. I don't want to continue with this list again. I press enter once and I press enter again, back to normal. So you press enter twice when you're done and you don't want to continue the bullet points or the bullet list, I mean, then it comes back to normal. So another that we have there, we have other lists that we can use. So let me say European countries. Again, highlight, Control E, Control B to make it bold, Control U to underline it. So now I'm using shortcuts. Control E to the center, Control U to underline, Control B to make it bold, and press enter. Again, we have to remove every of the function we used and tell it to go to the left. So now I'm going to use the numbering. So I'll come here. We have 1, 2, 3. See different styles that we might need. So let's use this. Then click on it. So let's say England, Switzerland, Netherlands. Then we have Spain. And we have Italy. and so on. So you can choose anyone you want to use there. It can be this, can be this, can be the one with no Roman numeral, with one letter, the one with this letters that have the brackets and so on. So depending on how or what you need, and you're good to go. Then we also have multi-leveled lists. So again, same thing. You want to stop the numbering, just like the bullet is press enter twice back here. So you can see continent, continent. Okay. So again, let's highlight it. Control B, Control E, Control U. Okay. Then go to next line. On click, Control L, move back to left. So let's use multi-leveled. I can come here. This multi-leveled here is after the numbering that we have here. So this multi-leveled list. I'll click on it. Then I can use any one out of this. I'll use this first one here. We have this. So number one, I can say Africa. I'll press enter. It assumes that I'm going to next one, but now I'm not going to next one. I want to write something under the first list there. So I'll press tab. The moment I press tab, it goes in, it indents. So it's understand that okay, I want to write something under number one. So I can say Senegal. Then if I press enter, it continues on that B. Then I can say Egypt. I press enter, it gives me C, but I don't want that, so I'll press backspace to come out back. Then I'll come back again and click on my multi-leveled list. Click again. Now it goes back to true. Do you get it? Multi-leveled list is just basically it's understanding the different levels and giving them the proper list that goes with them. So level is what that will determine what to give them. So now that is on the same level, number one is giving it true. Now you get to me. So now I can say Asia. I'll press enter. Now it's coming back to the same level with 2. That was writing 3. I'll press tab to make it go inside, not be on the same level. So now it knows that it's working with A. So here I can say India. I can as well decide that okay, I want to write something under India. So I'll press tab again. See that now it's using the Roman numeral. I can say Mumbai. So I press enter again. It's right under it, New Delhi. But now I want it to go back to B. So I press my backspace. Click on multi-leveled again. Now press tab again. No, it's not giving us what we want. Okay, press enter, press backspace. It comes back here. Then press multi-level list again. Then come back and say continue numbering. We have 3, so press this, then we have this B back. So just about understanding the different numbering levels. So we have China. So now in this section we've learned about using lists, that's bullet lists, using the numeric lists, that's the numbering list, and also using multi-leveled lists. We also learn how to open a new document, how to centralize, how to use some of Microsoft Word generally used or mostly used shortcuts. Thank you very much and peace.